Yep, I can hear you, man.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm so late.
No, you're all good. I understand.
Yeah, the got the announcement on the flight. Yeah, sorry, we're running late. We got caught up in the sky.
It happens.
Uh, yeah, so I'm hoping Gideon gets a message. I think
Mm,
he's super keen. So I saw he put a post on the feed,
he
and
did.
yeah, he put it on the map post. He's like, oh, I can't see anyone in here.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I just sent him a message. Hopefully, he gets it. How you going?
Yeah, not too bad. How you going?
Yeah, good mate. Good, good.
Safe trip?
Yeah, yeah. Managed to land just like 5 minutes ago. It's good. It's you can't really see outside, but it's pretty
No,
overcast
not
at the moment.
really.
So it's
It's pretty much just got to dark around here.
oh really? Because it's what
Yeah,
nearly 8 o'clock now.
yeah. It's 7:40, so it's still a bit of light out there, but sun's going down.
Yeah, nice.
Look outside your window. The moon is beautiful.
Oh, I know about it going
Hey, how are you? Good.
good. Good. So yeah, obviously I'll make it up to you guys somehow. Um so let's Gideon might come in, he might not. But I had a quick look at both your maps. Sounds pretty unreal. Where we're thinking this round, this cohort, which is yeah, super exciting. So I'm not sure if you guys got to chat about it at all. But could you to maybe give us a quick little highlight, Jack, what you're focusing on at the moment? Because I can see you're busy away.
Oh yeah. I'm. I pretty much want to understand what other apps there are. Because like, what can I do with other apps? Because we tried Flint last time and that didn't really go too well. But like, there was an idea to use it for some specific reason. Can't remember what it was for.
Yeah.
And a lot of the apps that I've created, they're very basic. And I was wondering if I could refine that a little bit more
Okay,
and see
cool.
how I can go about that.
Awesome. Have you heard of anything so far?
I had one last night, but like I tried it out. It was very good. It was just you have to pay for it after a little bit. I haven't gotten that far into it yet. It's called replit.com.
Yeah, I've heard of Replit.
It seems
Apparently,
pretty good to be
apparently,
honest.
yeah, apparently it's very good. It's super good for like the back end kind of setup if you're doing like
Yeah.
proper apps. Apparently.
Hmm. And I tried
Um,
one a little while ago too. I can't remember what it was called. Um, because like when I was doing year one, like stage one, year one, a year and a half ago, what
yeah.
we used to do is to calm them down, we would have meditation music playing when they came back from recess or lunch. And when I had my arts class, what we would do is we'd hook up plants to wiring and
Mm,
using one of the music apps, I can't remember what it's called, GarageBand or maybe another one. And you would use the signals in the plant to create a calming like melody for the kids to calm down to when they enter the classroom. So I was playing around with that a few, like yesterday, I think.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
nice.
yeah, so the basically the goal is to explore what's a possibility and then look at,
Yeah, and then refine it.
figuring out, is there like a specific, right now you're looking at that app creation for like the music stuff, or are you just thinking, hey,
Hmm.
let's just go and test? What is that the
A bit
one
more
thing
like
for
a
you?
test, really. It's more of like a
Yeah,
test of like what's out there, how can I use it, and what can I do with it.
yeah, awesome. Yeah, sounds cool. Yeah. How about yourself, Mabel? I saw you got a cool journaling app idea.
Yeah, so it came out of a random night while I was journaling, and I thought like, oh, this would be so cool to introduce this skill to students, because last term we were thinking about like having them to create a gratitude journal for them to, it's also a way of it's also a way for us teachers to get to know the students better. And with stage 2 and 3 slowly building up. And as a teacher, it's like you are the main person who needs to understand all of this. Like, where is this coming from? What are the student sentiments? And it is also a good way to automate and document, streamlinely document the exit slips or like reflections for the whole week. What students might want you to know, but they don't want it to be very confrontational. So I thought like, oh, maybe I can build an app that students can actually access every Wednesday or Thursday, that I can use, or we can use, instead of silent reading every Wednesday and Thursday. Because the school that I'm working with now, they've got silent reading every after lunch, Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I see like a little unproductivity in that, because students are just pretending to read and they're just not, like, it's not meaningful. So I want them to like, journaling is very powerful for me. It has changed my life and reflection as well, and it connects to self-awareness. So student self-awareness and me being the teacher, knowing them better in a non-confrontational space. I know it's very idealistic, and I don't know if there is already an existing app already like there. I just didn't have a look. I didn't have the time to look at yet. But yeah, that's my goal.
Yeah, sounds awesome. Sounds awesome. Got a, I can already see the PID document coming together in the next,
Yeah,
session.
that's actually my goal for week 1.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, that's very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So I saw Gideon's one, and he can talk about it when he gets here. But he's doing his master's, so he's studying how vibe coding can be used in schools and education, which is really cool. In a nutshell, my concepts at the moment, I got quite a few different areas, but the main one is create a hub, essentially a dashboard for the biggest problem I've got at the moment with my school. We've got about 6+ different softwares running across different platforms and different mediums, and the softwares that are out there at the moment are just insanely expensive, and also yeah, it's like an all or nothing mentality. So I'm looking at building a hub, or starting with one component of that hub, which for me would be the basically a showcase of here's all our software for like all the AIs that teachers can use. Here's all the AIs students can use. And it's just like an interactive hub. Hey, this one's approved for X grades, or this one's approved, blah, blah, blah. But in that app, in that software, looking at teachers can submit, oh, I'm using this really cool one. Can you go and test this one? And then it could run a quick security check against our protocols for safeguarding and for personal data usage. Um, because there's no clear boundaries in place right now. So I'm thinking, oh well, can I make a like a dashboard hub? And I saw a guy on LinkedIn who did it through Canva AI, because it's now Canva had this massive launch like a few days ago, and now it can integrate with data. You can save your own data in there. You can have like full branding packages, apparently. So I want to check out that and see if that's the platform and the avenue we want to go down. Um, and yeah, and use the next 4 weeks to build out those kind of systems, to make a whole AI package, because I've just put out that dashboard that I created for AI readiness for leadership. I just sent it to a different fellowship that I'm in at the moment, and they're like, "Well, you've just set the standard for uh, AI like readiness assessment for the industry based on that thing that we created, or I created in this 4 hours we had over the last month." So I was like, well, that's pretty cool. Can I just now add on to that package to now put it into action? Because it was the assessment part, and I want the action part. So yeah, super exciting stuff. Um, and yeah, we and now I'm here in Singapore for EduTech, which is one of the world's largest education technology conferences. So I'm sure I'll get inspired by all the technology that's coming out. We'll see how that turns out. So obviously you guys know the drill. Obviously because it's later than the 7, I'm happy to go for the hour and then I'll find a taxi and get out of here. But if you guys have other life plans, because it's later there than here, feel free head off anytime you want. But up to you. What would you sort of like to do? I'll put it out over to you guys. Do you want to vibe for a bit, or would you happy to finish at the 8 o'clock time, and then we pick up something else later down the track?
I can keep going for a while.
Billy, I know you're sitting in the
I
car.
think I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna jump off for a bit and then I'm gonna drive. And then if you guys are still in the meeting, when I reach home, I'll
Yeah,
continue.
sweet. Yeah, cool. All right.
Regardless.
Well, yeah, sounds great. Well, we'll jump into it, and then if you're back, fantastic. If you're not, see you next week.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Bye bye.
Right.
Cool, man. I'm going to turn my speaker off. Unless you want to chat a bit about. There's a couple of platforms I already know of that you might want to look into.
Sure.
So there's three main contenders in this space right now that are not
Right.
education focused. So
Okay.
Canva is the major education one that is really trying to dominate that space now, um, especially with their new launch. But you've got three major players in the other space. So you got lovable.dev.
Lovable.
Yeah, lovable.dev. It's a
Okay.
big platform. Uh, it's 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 vibe coding in a nutshell, but you can use packs. You can see what other people have built, what softwares people have built. It's more like full blown create an MVP software kind of thing.
Okay.
And not just like little apps and things. Uh, then the next one that is always the, the media, I guess, is called Bolt.new.
Alt.new.
Yeah. So Bolt has got new integrations with Claude, and I think ChatGPT is going to get integrated into that as well.
Okay.
They so Bolt.new, Lovable.dev, they're the two major ones, and the third one you've already mentioned, which is Replit, which is getting a lot more kudos and credit at the moment.
Yeah.
The caveat with all three of those is they are token based, meaning you pay a monthly subscription and then you run out of tokens, you
Yeah.
have to top up tokens. So the things that you've already learned, like creating a PRD, creating like a sequence of steps, they really
Mm.
come in handy because you run out of tokens pretty quickly. So it's going
Yeah.
from, one platform to generate your prompts, create your PID on like Claude, and then moving it into Bolt or Lovable to generate your interface or your backend system.
Okay.
So they're the three. It's just have to play around. I would like to get into one of them. Uh, I think it would probably be the natural progression for me as well for the dashboard idea that I've got.
Mhm.
It just comes down to resourcing, I guess. How much you want to invest in it.
That's fair. Okay then. I think I can mess around with these then.
Yeah, sick, man. I'm going to try to have a look at this Canva AI and see what the data side of that is, because you can apparently now integrate securely with data sets.
Okay then.
Yeah, Gideon, how you going, mate?
Mhm.
Yeah, mate, can you hear me? Unreal. How you doing?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had other calls. Makes it sound like I'm really busy and important. No, somebody called me and
No, no, it's yeah, my bad. We had a bit of a flight delay, so that's why it's started late.
so are
Um
you over at the conference then? Are you at the
yeah, just at
whatever
in
thingy?
Edutech, yeah. So it
Tech.
should be good. I'm still at the airport, so I'll check in after this. Should be fantastic. But yeah, we'll just introduce everyone because we're full blown, you know, into it right now. I think we're trying, but we've got some exciting projects on the run. So yeah, I'll get everyone to introduce themselves, but I obviously go first. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. But basically, my project that I'm working on. It was inspired by what's his name? I had him a screenshot of his. Got to connect with him on LinkedIn. He built this. He built this AI tools software using Canva code, Canva AI. It's just a tracking software for AI. And I was like, excellent. Now can I build it in terms of my school because we need to track and showcase like appropriate tech. Um, because it's just none at the moment. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. But
Is that
yeah,
Julian Ridden?
yeah, that sounds very familiar. Yeah, I just saw it yesterday, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Maybe I can
Mm, definitely.
look into trying to set it up. So I got Canva running in the background at the moment, trying to do something, and then Claude over here trying to do something else. So see if any of that turns out. But yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm building in a nutshell, mate. Hopefully something comes out of it. Yeah. Um, how about yourself, Jack? Can you give us a quick 30-second wrap of what you're building or trying to create at the moment?
All right, sure. I did. Nice to meet you.
Hey Jack.
Um, you have so much energy. I love it. All right. I'll just share my screen real quick. If I could see. Which one did I start on? So I went across three different platforms. So I started off with Canva just because that's what I'm used to. So just creating the PID of, I decided on making a solar system just for identifying planets and stars because I want to see how moving across different platforms that works out, especially for the new ones that Vaughn told me about, which is Bolt and Lovable, which I'll show you all in a few seconds. But basically, I just put a simple prompt of creating a PRD for Stage 2, Year 3 Australian students for identifying planets, stars, and asteroids in the solar system. Now, with Canva, I'm used to using it, but this is all it really gave me. Like, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can reset the view, but it doesn't do anything here at all. I can probably keep messing around with this, but it will take me quite a few tries and a while to create it. If I am to, can I just change the screen sharing to a different screen, or do I need to stop screen sharing, then start screen sharing again?
Depends on what you clicked to begin with, but we've got your whole portal. If you've got two monitors, you'd have to share a different screen. Or you
So if
just
I just switch,
drag it
if I
over.
s-
Yeah,
if
we
I
can see
switch to
that.
this, okay, you can
Yeah,
see this, awesome.
yeah.
So this is Bolt. Um, Immediately I like this one a lot better. This is really nice. It's really smooth because just put in the same prompt, created the PRD, went through all the little bits here, and it readjusts itself a lot better than Canva, I'd say, just on its own. You don't really need to prompt it as much because it really is just understanding what needs to happen as long as you give a clear and concise understanding of what you want. Sometimes there were, I'll show you this, because this is actually the title screen of a game. When you go start exploring, this is what it shows. But this is like the first one, I believe. It wasn't too good. Like you can scroll over it. You got different planets. It's good for you can actually click on it. See, there's the sun, there's Mercury, there's Venus, and it's great because it identifies each one, but there's only 7 here, and this is out of 10, and it didn't readjust. And the good thing is about this, you can actually select it so easily and click on it, which is quite a problem that I had in a bit because after trying to fix the numbering system, I ran out of limits. So I went over to Lovable, which basically putting everything that I had here, just copy and pasting all of that into here, just in this giant Word doc, like little
Sorry,
bubble here.
you copy
Yeah,
pasted all the results Bolt gave you or your prompts?
yeah. I copied and pasted all of this on the screen here. So all of this, I copied that and I pasted it into here, into Lovable. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, after putting all of that into there, what it did very well, if I reset this, it copied basically this whole page. This is not letting me. There we go. And it basically made a new color scheme of the exact same title, just a bit more nuanced, I guess you could say. And when you actually start the game, you can see it's a bit laid out differently. Finding the sun, you got that. And what I did is I actually gave it a few more prompts because I ran out on the other platform. Where was it? Um, it was, I can't exactly remember. Basically, it wasn't giving me facts, so I prompted it to give me more facts so the students could understand, oh, this is the sun. It's a giant ball, hot glowing gas, cool, it's a star. And then you can give different information. What is the sun? It's a giant star that gives us light and heat. And then it gives you a positive reinforcement plus a fact of the actual sun. If you scroll over the other ones though, which is what the problem I have now is, see, with the sun, it's very easy to click on it. But this is Mercury here and I can't click on it. What I found is it's the same for all of them. But if I go to something bigger, like one of these guys, I can find this orange planet here. I can click on that. It'll say keep trying to find Mercury, but I'm clicking all the way down here below Saturn. So if I go along, if I can find it, yep, I can actually find the planets a bit off the actual center, which is a bit annoying, but there's Mercury. And if you click the wrong prompt, then it'll give you just like more positive affirmations and say, hey, you can do this, and more facts about the actual planet. For this app in itself, I got a bit confused because you actually need to press allow or allowed, and it will restore and it will keep readjusting itself for you. And if you want to just see the code behind it, if you're into that, you can see all the different code, which is weird because it's actually color coordinated differently to every other system I've seen, which is pretty cool. Maybe that's just because they have mates that are in computer science and they really love showing me code now. But yeah, that's pretty neat. So that's basically what I've been working on.
Yeah, sick, man. So what one are you out of all three right now? What's your sort of flavor you liking the most to just work in?
I really love Bolt, maybe because like for the just how fluid it is. The problem is with that is there's not many prompts you can do. The one you mentioned before, Replit, I think it
Yep,
was.
yep.
I tried that earlier today. You can't put much in that. You can put like two or three in that most, and then it'll basically say, all right, you've run out, which is not very much, if I'm being honest, compared to like Claude or Canva, where you can just put dozens of prompts in, if not Claude. I don't even know how many prompts you can put in. But so that has barely any. Bolt is very fluid, very easy to use, and very smooth. And Lovable so far is very good for refining the results. That's what I found. So Bolt and Lovable, those two, I definitely like the most.
Yeah.
What about speed-wise, Jack? Because sometimes I used to get quite frustrated with Canva, and then I went over to Claude, and it was just like it was like playing a record on 78 RPM. It
Yeah,
just
that's what I mean. Like with Canva, it's very stable and very good. Claude, I would say, is very much smoother and easier because you can put a lot more prompts in. But like Lovable and Bolt, they're very fluid and fast. And Vaughn, you were saying something about ChatGPT being integrated into Bolt eventually, or something else about that?
Yeah, so Bolt has just integrated with Claude, so you can create basically MCP. It just links them together, so you can use them simultaneously. You can use the large language model of Claude and all the processing power to then create your, your flow, your backend, your databases, to then move it into Bolt. That's what I've been looking at. There's another platform basically does system organization. It's called Taskmaster. I just had it. I'll just see if I can find it.
I think I've heard of that one.
Taskmaster
Oops. Nope, that's the game show.
is, I'll share my screen so you can see it. I haven't tested it, but essentially it basically runs as your like junior software engineer in the background. So Taskmaster, if I go to the demo, it does all these things for you. So it figures out what your starting point is. It creates, you've got a PID already, but parsing is breaking it up into manageable pieces. So it does that for you. And then it starts doing your task listing dependency, like all these things. So you can integrate it and you can start a demo, but basically, if it was running a project, it'll run those separate stages. Like analyzing your PRD and breaking it down. So that is probably how you'll get more usage out of Lovable or Bolt by having this kind of system integrated in that does this kind of thing. Now, whether you use Taskmaster or not, because it's just another system to integrate in. Claude has just created a new system called Skills. You guys heard of that one? So I'll jump in at Claude. So I'll just do a new one because that's still going. Uh, so when you're in Claude, now we've got behind that, but under our settings, under our capabilities,
We can still see Taskmaster shared one.
ah, that thanks. I created a YouTube video on this the other day. You should be able to see Claude now. When you're in the settings, you go to capabilities. They've just released this skills. It's a repeatable, customizable instructions that Claude can follow. And you can see I've created a Hormozy business advisor, and it's just insane. But basically, there's one in here like artifacts builder. It creates your your coding stuff, and it's all the skill set of that specific character. But down here, there's probably a button that says more. somewhere. I'm just not seeing it. But basically, you can upload a skill and you can say, you can go into your core chat and say you're going to generate a skill that's based on vibe coding. You're going to be a mid-level engineer that knows how to set up this. And then you can create a skill and it'll execute, as you can see, like it's doing all these things for it. Installing the project dependencies is basically like Taskmaster layer inside of Claude already. So I'm just note when we're saying Claude and like Bolt are integrated, this is what you're going to get. If you don't have that integration, you can have like Taskmaster running in the terminal connected to those other platforms if you were going to that depth. So I know that's like super technical, and I'm really not an expert in that area at all. I've yet to experiment, but it might be something worth exploring as if you're really diving heavily into Lovable and Bolt and Replit and just to maximize your token usage because you can burn through them very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, unreal. Vel, did you get into anything, or you sort of just managed to get on with down now?
Yeah, I'm just starting to finalize my PhD for ChatGPT. That's the most I got,
Yeah, cool.
actually. I just have one question for Jack. Jack, with everything that you've produced today, can you actually publish it or like save it, even though you've got
I
free
believe so.
account?
Um, let's check. I believe I can. Like a publish. It would run a security scan, then I can publish it. Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, maybe worth checking out because I've heard that a lot of these vibe coding platforms put an extra paywall, so you should try to publish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, yeah, could be
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the effort you've put in
Yeah.
there could be just
that's it. That's why,
I'll let you know at the end of the week.
I had a really
so
big
cool.
trouble with my AI readiness leadership assessment, like the dashboard. I was trying to create a React dashboard. Basically, it's an interactive that you can go on through Claude. Uh, but I couldn't export it out as like an app or as an HTML file until it's basically gaslighting me. It's saying, yeah, I've definitely updated the artifact. Yeah, I've definitely updated the project file. What are you talking about? And I did that for like about 10 iterations, and it took me about a week because I kept hitting my token limit. So I rebuilt the dashboard 3 times until I could get it pushed out to a web browser. So we might find that these I suppose gaslighting things come into our vibe coding, the more complex we start creating. Because this was a very heavy lift for the AI to do because it had tons and tons of data and tons of documentation to make it run. Yeah, so to I suppose bring Gideon into the loop for your project there, Novella, can you give us the highlight, your map?
Yeah, so um I actually just jumped in. So I'm just gonna tell Gideon like my whole vision of what this is going to be. So I don't have any document at all to present to you at the moment. So yeah, it's actually like a journaling app that is integrated or is going to be used in my classroom for now. Like I'm working with stage 2 and 3 classes, and like I don't know if it's the same context as your one, but it's like students from 9 to 12 years old, or like year 4 to year 6. So I'm a primary teacher, and looking at it now, we've got every Wednesdays and Thursdays, we have silent reading every after lunch just to settle down the students a little bit. So instead of that, I saw that as it tends to become unproductive sometimes because students are very good at pretending at reading when they in fact are not. So instead of just silent reading, I'm going to get them their devices and do a little bit of reflection, regardless if that's a reflection of the week, their wins for the week, or any progress they have made for the week, or anything they want to tell me. Like, I wish Miss Juarez know this. And this is also a way for me to document exit slips and um, as well as more like getting to know my students and influencing them to do self-reflection and introspection, because it's a very good life skill. So that's like the big picture of what the app that I'm trying to create this vibe coding session.
Cool.
What
Awesome.
about you?
Thanks. Yeah. How about yourself, Gideon? You're obviously doing your masters in all this cool stuff. So can you tell us what you're up to?
That does sound very impressive when you say it like that. I'm just in awe. I'm in awe of all three of you doing this. I mean, the planning. I mean, that's the thing that really interests me when I was kind of an observer for the first session. The planning that's gone into the pre-planning that goes into everything before you then code. I just, I kind of we were doing stuff at uni the other day on rapid prototyping. And then I realized that basically from all my teaching career, that's all I've done is rapid prototyping. So I've never planned anything. Just go, go, go. And then that bit, I think that bit of vibe coding really gets me. I really get that bit because actually that's the thing that I love, and the instantaneous of da 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 da. There it is. I think what you're doing is extraordinary, and right at the other end. And I love this idea that there is a potential sort of continuum or spectrum, whatever, in terms of the use of it, people at different stages, but also people finding different uses for it. You see, that's the bit for me that I think I want AI to be. I want AI to be that kind of supercharger, that thing that actually takes the bits that you've got inside of you and just makes them even better. So those people who are really creative, I think, those people that actually are really engaging, you go to a lesson and you see them and you think actually vibe coding would work brilliantly because it will just bring out all those elements. For me, my interest in the whole vibe coding stuff isn't about making the job easier or quicker or all these things that AI supposedly is meant to. It is that creative element. It is that interactive, that participatory stuff, that bit that I'm frustrated that I couldn't do before because I didn't have programming skills. I didn't know how to use Flash, all those sorts of things where now it's there. So the research project really, I think, is about, I mean, it's early stages yet. It's next term, so I'm kind of still really kind of formulating the question. But I think it is about how it can impact on learning outcomes. I think it has to be that for teachers. I don't think you can, as a digital person, just simply say, right, do all this without someone saying, well, what's in it for me? Why? Here's my already packed curriculum. What am I taking out to put back in? So I'm kind of interested in that initial step. So this is why it's great to join this. So, I haven't spoken really with you about it, but reading some of the stuff that Jack was saying about what was the bit that pushed you into this, that's the bit that really excites and interests me. But unfortunately for my master's, I don't have time to do sort of parallel studies and various things. And basically I have to find people that are already doing it. It's not and let me introduce this to you to get on and do that. But that's a side deal as well. So I think it's still for me very much the sort of, I don't know, I saw a quiz show on TV the other day. Oh, I wonder whether I could put that into vibe coding and make it for a class. So it isn't any of this really planned stuff that you're doing, that you're doing, that Julian is doing. But that's hugely interesting too, because I think, in your Vaughn, that also is something that is needed, that people are. I mean, I think you said when you were talking about the dashboard you made, it was something that was just missing in the school, but it brought all those things together and made people realize actually this is this and that's that, and it gave you kind of the school some sort of direction. So I like that element of it too. I'll stop in a second. I think the challenge is, and listening to everybody talking about this model and this model and this model or this software is, we're bad at that. I think sometimes as teachers, well, this doesn't quite do this thing. I'll go off and try something else and try something else. So it's finding that bit and thinking, okay, Canva can do this and sticking with it. Canva frustrates me a little bit. I went to Claude and Claude had that feature because I was doing some an assignment task on rapid prototyping where I could just upload a line drawing, and it basically created the thing based on a picture that I did, which was extraordinary, which Canva doesn't have. So I think there are bits that I'd like to see Canva moving in a certain direction. I'm very conscious with the latest release that Canva's model is the whole kind of entity now, the package. So vibe coding is part and linked to those other elements. So as much as I'd like to see it do some of the things that you've been showing here, I'm not hugely sure whether that might happen at the moment. But the back end bit, I think, is the next stage. I've heard that, I mean, my last school used Canvas as a learning platform, and I've been hearing things about integrations and LTIs with vibe coding so that actually that data goes somewhere. And I'm not a great believer in sticking everything in a grade book, but there are some elements of actually, having evidence of students doing this to move on to the next stage and the next stage. So as you will see in my map, it's just lots of random ideas and thoughts. It's nothing like the structure you've got, Novella, in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. But I'll have to do
No,
that.
it's totally fun. We started as like that too, Gideon. Like so many visions when we were at like the first vibe coding collective. But now I've learned from my experience because I wasn't able to deliver and just my brain works like that. I want it to be structured for me to at least get a product out from it. So, and also I'm getting someone on board maybe next week or in the coming weeks. I will not be here. So it's easier for us to connect and get the project done that way.
Yeah. I definitely love the ideas that you're bringing in as well, and the passion, enthusiasm, because yeah, you're 100% right. It's all about creativity. It's a different lens of like at that outlet, and it's like, if you can think it, you can create it these days, and it's no longer, this technical skill that you're really barred by. You can create really working prototypes very, very quickly. So yeah, I'm really interested in hearing how you dive into Canva more, because I would like to look into that like a lot more heavy. As you said, they're trying to make that whole package of like we're education, we're this is us, and they're putting their claim on that, and seeing how they come in and compete against big players in the learning management space, like your Google and your Total and all those companies. How do they claim it? Is it still the creative outlet, or is it going to turn into a bigger ecosystem? But yeah, if you've got any tips and tricks as well as you find, because like the Canva is, I reckon it's the easiest way for teachers to see a win with their kids. Like they go, oh, we want to play like this memory game, like that, just a quick quiz, 2 minutes, done. There it is. But I haven't dived into it yet. The new release with the data integration, like how that actually works. Like, can I give that to my IT systems manager and go, hey mate, let's let's make something cool.
But the other thing I asked to somebody online was that actually, rather than look at the direction of saving the data to the spreadsheet, would it be great to actually have the data on the spreadsheet to bring it into the product? So maybe you had like question banks, you had that kind of randomizing thing, because a frustration, for example, of Canva is that it sticks to 10 questions, and sometimes you need to spend a bit of time actually making sure that the content is appropriate, it's right, or it fits the learning outcomes and stuff. To have that bit of control would be absolutely great, so you can kind of just have these spreadsheets that are just uploaded to it. But I'm sure at some stage that may come. I think the other bit also finally is that we are still in this AI bubble, and it's great being in there because you see some amazing stuff. But I think if you go outside of it, I think that the vibe coding, people just don't know about it, don't know the potential of it, how easy it can be done. And I don't, that the challenge is how people get there. And I think maybe because I don't know where we quite are at the kind of whole digital education, digital learning roller coaster, but it still is a block. I think the still idea that it's digital and I'm making something that's digital and it's slightly out of my wheelhouse or my comfort zone, so why would I do that? And maybe also, for me, the reason for doing a lot of these things is that in all the jobs and all the teaching roles I've had, digital is integrated into the classroom. It's not if you're not in the lesson, you can go, you can do that. You can go home and do it. The classroom is a blended learning, integrated experience. The technology is there, and it's not just me using the whiteboard. It's independent stuff. And I suppose you have to have that kind of system, that foundation to really kind of push that. And
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good point. Like, just on a side tangent, I ummed and ahed about, the name of even this collective. I was like, oh, AI vibe coding. It's because it's just instant barrier to entry for anyone who wants to join because they see coding and they're like, no way. Then they see AI, they're like,
Too
nah.
difficult, out of my
Exactly.
league, too overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like I had a really good conversation yesterday with a teacher who hadn't touched AI yet, and I saw a graph put out by code.org. It was like out of the 8 billion people in the world, I think it was like there's only 1.1 using any form of AI. And then if you go down onto the sub niche of the sub niche of the sub niche, which is vibe coding, it's probably like a drop in the ocean. Until people become more aware and start seeing what we can do and not to be worried that's the doom and gloom like forecasters. But yeah, it's definitely an exciting space. So I suppose next week we should have her on time. Um, and I appreciate your patience and your your forgiveness on the delay here today. So just so we're all on the same page, I'll just go back into, if I can open it. So that's this one. Yeah, just so we're on the same page. I'm gonna create. I've already started it. I'm gonna do it now. But as we go, if there's any like tech stacks that we start thinking of, we can just let each other know and we can start just dropping them in and we'll create our own little like, hey, these are the things that we're testing out. Because after each session, I record the sessions, I create the recording for you, and then I also like consolidate. So we've got our guide of like all the best practices we pulled out that work for us, and they could be aligned to those texts we want them to. And then obviously the big wins, and this is where you're all over it, mate. Sharing the progress, sharing the wins on the posts, because that's how we connect with others and show, hey, we don't have it all figured out, but we're trying something. see if it resonates. So even if you haven't got anything created like physically because you're doing one major project, try to post something, share the progress, share the wins, share the insights because they're valuable for everyone. And then next week we'll jump on, see how we're going, see where we're up to, and yeah, if you've got anything that's coming up in the interim, you're like, oh, it's really cool. Just write a note somewhere, put it on the comment, send us a message, and then we can bring it up and yeah, see how we go for the following session. So yeah, if there's anything anyone else sort of like wants to say, otherwise obviously you've all it's pretty late back in Australia and nice and early for Gideon, but he needs to get on with his day and I need to go book into a hotel. So yeah, coffee. I think I need a beer. But yeah, so if that's it, everyone, we'll call it here and then we'll see everyone next week.
Right, thank you guys. See you
Great
next
Thank you
stuff.
very
week.
Great
much.
seeing
See you
everyone.
next week.
Nice
All
meeting you,
right.
Gideon.
Yeah,
Cheers.
nice meeting you, kid. Yeah.
Bye bye.